on. Do hold on. Do also join in. We've also got Mr. Subramanian Swamy who's joining us on the phone line. Mr. Swamy, you're the best person to ask this question. You think that acceptance of the Sri Sri Ravi Shankar formula of an out-of-court settlement by a Muslim personal law board member cuts ice with you? You think it's okay? It's a good suggestion which should be accepted?
Well, it's a good suggestion, but the question is whether it's acceptable to the parties in the case who originally came, because as the court has very correctly said that the main case is a property case. I came into the picture because there was my fundamental right question, and that will not be affected whether there is a court judgment or there is a settlement, because I have only my fundamental right to pray, which both will guarantee. But the question is, the Sunni Waqf board says this is our property. And the Akhadas and the Ram Janmabhoomi Nyay, the other Hindu parties, they say that our temple was there originally, and therefore the property should be given to us. So it's a suit for recovery of property. All right. Now, none of them are for an out-of-court settlement. Okay, and particularly the Muslim parties say that we will not be able to sell it to our community if it is an out-of-court settlement. There is suspicion that we have sold out. So therefore, this has to be a court judgment. The only thing they can do
Dr. Swamy,
is
Dr. Swamy, I remember I met you at the Supreme Court yesterday. This is Sanket here.
Yeah.
And I asked you this question, that you were among the first ones to actually propose this out-of-court formula that Muslims actually settle for a land in Ayodhya on some alternate location, whereas this land be given for the construction of the Ram temple. Even then, only yesterday also, you said the same thing, that there is we can keep trying, but there will never be an out-of-court settlement. Why are you so pessimistic about the prospects of an out-of-court settlement?
I was officially asked in the open court by the then Chief Justice, Mr. Justice Kehar, please go and examine whether there can be an out-of-court settlement. And I am willing also to sit in it if you call me for it. I went and talked to all the parties. I will talk to the various leaders who can raise a voice, including those who are not parties like Mr. Owaisi, others. All of them in private told me this is a good solution, but we will want the Supreme Court to make the announcement after hearing our arguments. So we'd like to have contest it, and if we lose it on the basis that this is the solution of the Supreme Court, we will accept it.
But Dr. Swamy, what is your sense? Do you think that increasingly, see now, I can see and I can observe that since 2017, a lot of people are trying to strike a reconciliatory tone or perhaps look for some sort of a solution. Do you think that increasingly among the Muslims, there is a realization that they need to let go of this title suit or this title claim?
See, the Allahabad High Court decided on 2010. Between 2010, when they came here and filed an appeal, nobody did anything. Both the Hindus and the Muslims, the BJP government, everybody. Then, at the request of Mr. Ashok Singhal, I got into the picture, and first I had no right to enter because it was a property dispute. So I created a new dimension, which was the fundamental right question. And the Supreme Court said, we will make you an intervener. So the intervening application of mine was accepted by the Supreme Court of another bench and given to this bench to hear it. All right, so the first day I was told I will be heard last after hearing the other argument. So I'll just wait my turn. Now, why I am what I said, I'm still saying, yes, the best thing that can happen for the country is both of us go and tell the Supreme Court, we have come to a consent order, we have come to a mutual consent, and you make it into a consent order. We are presenting this as a solution and you pass this thing. But they are not going to do it. They may say to Ravi Shankar anything at any time. But I know when it comes to the crunch, they will all say, no, let this matter be heard. So it will only be a delaying matter for us.
Mr. Swamy, The
Yes.
fact is that one of the arguments why Nadwi is pushing for an out-of-court settlement is also when he says that a verdict will be on the basis of the Constitution and it will be a one-sided verdict. You think this interpretation is valid? Is it right of him to say so? Is this what could happen?
Well, the issue is that they are asking for the property. In the court says no, you have no right to the property. That the Muslims, like the Allahabad High Court said, they will be left with nothing. And the Allahabad High Court tried to mollify them by saying that one of the gumbas will be given to the Muslims. They didn't say Muslim Shia Sunni Waqf board. They said to the Muslims. Now that is not acceptable to the Muslims. And so they came an appeal. So now the court has said this is going to be a property dispute. Either the Muslims have a right to the property or the Hindus have the right to the property. And on that basis, only one side will win. There is no mutual win.
So that's the concern he's raising, Mr. Swamy. That's the
I
concern
suppose he's raising it. He should have raised it before. Now it looks absolutely clear that the Hindus will win this case hands down.
How can we say that?
I am telling you on the basis of what I know of law. I'm not a journalist.
Okay, Mr. Swamy, I'm just going to go back. I mean, Sanket, do join in on this because he's the lawyer. We are the journalists.
This is a sterile exercise, but in creating an atmosphere of goodwill, I recommend they all continue it, but it is totally sterile. It has no future in the court of law.
But Mr. Swamy, do you think there is going to be a consensus even among the Muslim law board? Are you apprehensive of that also?
Yes, they will not. The Muslim Sunni Waqf board will fight it tooth and nail to the end.
Yes, Sanket.
No, I'm just surprised, Dr. Swamy, and I believe we have all got a representative from the Muslim community also. We'll try and understand what the... Mr. Ilyas is now joining us. Mr. Ilyas, I'll just come to you in a moment. But Dr. Swamy, it kind of baffles me as to why you have become such a, so negative as far as finding an out-of-court settlement is concerned.
I have become negative because I was asked to examine this. I spent days and days talking to people and finally came to the conclusion and reported to the Supreme Court there is no scope for a negotiated settlement.
Mr. Ilyas?
And the same way we wasted time in the Allahabad High Court also. And Allahabad High Court therefore took 16 years to decide. Okay, so there's spent about 4 or 5 years just talking about this compromise.
So you're saying there is absolutely no scope or no chance for any out-of-court settlement. I'll take that question to Mr. Ilyas, and I think you're pegging your blame on the Muslim community or members of the Muslim community.
I am not blaming the Muslim community at all. The Muslim community, by the way, I am relative to a Muslim, and they are very highly placed in that community. They tell me this is what we want, a negotiated settlement. But the party, they are not the party. The party is the Sunni Waqf board, the Jamaat-e-Islami. They say, no, we want a court judgment.
Mr. Ilyas, is that true? Mr. Ilyas, do you agree with Dr.
We